Hello! Welcome to AdAstraDraconis. My name is Farley, and today we're going to be live streaming Equinox Homecoming. It's a game in early access, and they've just did a patch today. It's a quality of life patch, not a big update, but there's still some additions, some changes that I'm excited to take a look at, so that's what we're going to do today. And then don't foresee this being a very long stream. I'm going to give it maybe about an hour, probably a little bit less, and then I'll be changing over for a little bit more Pokemon. So let's get started. So I generally, with this stage of early access, we don't have a lot of content right now. That's understandable. This game is very much on the earliest edge of early access. And they're going to be regularly updating. We know that the first big content drop will be in June, or thereabouts. And we'll be going from there, so. Now, going over the patch notes. Just bringing them up here now, one moment. We've got a lot of things that were for behind the scenes in the background. Obviously, improved running. Hi, Maple! Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, just saying, they've done quite a few optimizations based on the initial weeks of feedback they've had. I'd imagine that they've had a lot of data to sift through, especially for crashes, for irregular bugs that show up. Who knows? But of the quality of life, which I want to take a quick look at today, we've got a new racetrack called Forest Weave. It looks like it's got lots of turns and jumps to go over. There's a toggle now for sprinting. When you sprint, there is a motion blur, and there have been quite a few people who've complained and said, this gives me a bit of motion sickness, or I just don't like the way it looks. It's really taking away from my experience of the game. That's feedback they've taken on board, and they've now enabled the ability to change that. So let's take a look at that in the settings. Is it in here? I just need to drop that there for a moment. Whereabouts is it? Nope, it is in this section. Gameplay settings. And sprint effect. If this is on, you will have a field of view effect, which might cause a slight nausea for some players. Love that they have added that to the tooltip, because that's going to be really important for a lot of people. So that's great to see. I'm going to leave the sprint effect on right now. We'll do a little bit of racing at speed in the game, then I will switch it off and we can compare it. I personally do not get the motion sickness. That does not affect me, thank goodness. But I do know people who it would impact, so it's really nice to see this is something they're addressing. Let's see, it was nice to see another patch. Looks like they're working on stuff, but allowing some breathing space to work on it properly. It's great. Doing the work whilst having to take the time in it. Just hope the devs aren't being overworked. Given that they're, by the sounds of it, they've got a roadmap, at least internally, they're pacing things out. So far, I've not seen anything that would make me think they're crunching. They've been really receptive to feedback. They've been very upfront when they cannot talk about things, because it may still be in progress. They don't want to commit to saying anything that they're not ready to show us, or at least give us a bit more data on. They're very upfront about how things are going, and I'm really appreciating that from hanging out in the Discord. Now we just need subtitles. I'm sure that is going to be coming. They released the early access much earlier than they originally intended. Maybe that's to the game's detriment, maybe it's not. It's hard to say. I think that's going to be something you're going to have to look back at from 12 months down the line. But I do think the fact that they released it before any subtitles were ready to be added definitely impacts a lot of people experiencing the game, especially early on. But they're aware of it, and I think they're moving up the priority for getting those in. So if not this first, like they've said that I think the first sort of content update is going to be in June. They haven't given a date yet, so I'm going to estimate probably around the middle of the month. Might be the end, but I'm going to guesstimate probably middle of the month. I don't foresee that it being a massive update, but it's going to be a continuation of story and some new things. But I like having all the little focus drops on quality of life and bug fixes and addresses. It's not just been dropped out here and left to rot, you know? Definitely did see silly feedback. Well, here's the thing with things that we could be considered silly is when the same thing is being repeated quite often, this is indicating this is something that's actually important to players of the game. And that's actually something that shapes a lot of the way that they'll think about developing certain parts of the game. Like, it's really boring to just, like, interact with the horse and you go back and forth in the stable. Like, make hoof picking interactive. Like, make grooming be more interactive. Give us a bit more options. Like, that could be something. We've seen already, like, feedback about some of the poses and the mounting. And in this patch, they have actually introduced the first round of the updates for animations, which I'm excited to take a look at. Although I'm going to be 100% upfront, I am not the best at noticing these things. So there will be people who are much more on the ball for that kind of thing. I will probably not be able to tell a lot of differences, so I will be upfront about that. But anyone who's tuning in to take a look, maybe you'll see something I don't. So let's have a quick look. All right, this is my horse. And look, they updated the patches on them. The white marking is now white and not orange. Thank you. So that's good. So let's have a look. Ooh. Alright, that was a little difficult to see. Let's have a look. Alright, I think already the horse is looking a little bit better. They've got a lot of work to do with continuing to sculpt and animate it. Horses are hard, y'all. They are so hard. So let's just, ooh. That's a little faster than I intended, but YOLO. Oh, we mentioned that they changed sprint, so let's have a look. So you can see the sort of area of effect, field of view effect while you're sprinting. And then you've got regular gallop. Alright, and then let's go in here, toggle it off. I'm gonna gallop back up to the barn. So there you go. You can definitely see in the animation where the sprint is taking place, the stride is longer. The horse stretches out a lot more as the gallop goes along. But for the most part, I think I personally prefer having the sort of sprint effect. So I'm going to leave that on. I'm excited to see my horse. Yeah, it's brighter than LED. Well, there are worse things to be brighter than. Let's be sure. All right, let's see. It's been a little bit since I've had time to play. I've been putting a little bit of time into Minecraft. And we've not had too many big updates, so there we go. So even under this lighting, you can already see like that's so much better than the orange color. All right. And I think they mentioned something about stats not changing, but I don't really have a lot of gear at the moment that would affect my horse, so... Oh, but they've changed a few things around. The horse needs is now down like this, rather than stacked in one UI queue here, which showed both the rider and the horse. Let's just toggle you slightly. The horse needs are now shown down here. So let's switch back. Human, Not showing... Well, our stats are up here, I suppose. Where are they horse stats? I'm going to be very confused. I'd imagine these are the stats that we can affect by the stuff that we wear. Whereas the horse needs are us taking care of them. And since it's been a week since I last checked in on the game, my poor horse definitely needs a bit of feeding. Alright, so there's still got the animation of the horse eating clipping into the bucket there. Hopefully that'll be something that gets fixed in an update coming soon. TM. I think... Yeah, I'll just finish, give me a bit of water. So I need to make a point to give this feedback in written form as well. My main issue with the taking care in the barn is that constant switch back and forth. Like, I suspect that they're going to be improvements. There'll be a little more sort of smoothness. But it feels like if you have the option to take care of your horse, you should have them out here. Maybe have something to, like, hook them up to. And you stand out here and you just tend to them, and then you have the option to put them back in the barn. I feel like I'm being dumb right now. They said the new race was to the right of Rose Manor, but I feel like I don't see it. I haven't been to take a look yet, but once I've done a little bit more here, we can definitely go and investigate and see if we can find it. But yeah, no, I still feel like you've got the... Either let us actually tend to the horse inside the stall, or when we have the option to care for them, you select that, and you bring them out here, you put them in ties, and you tend to them out here, and then when you're done, you have the option to put them back in their stall. They may well have plans for something similar, or they're going to make that transition back and forth from tend to it, back in the stall, tend to it, back in the stall, a lot less jerky. Again, it's sort of very early beta stage of early access. But looking at my character, you can actually see the red in her hair a lot more clearly, which I'm really happy about. One of the things they updated was colours for characters, because that was a thing that got a lot of feedback, that it wasn't appearing in-game how it looked when you were on the customization screen. So here are the bug fixes as mentioned in the patch notes. So graphical polish. We've continued to improve our graphics by fixing a large variety of issues. Examples of most commonly reported issues include: your horse's tail no longer stretches out during the warm welcome cutscene. That was very funny. I didn't get that one, but I saw plenty of screenshots where people do. Markings on bay horses now appear white as intended. And we can see from my lad here that is definitely the case. A variety of sign textures have been replaced, fixing issues where they are stretched out or displayed temporary art. I'm not sure where I've seen any of those, but I'm sure we can take a look around, and if something has changed very obviously, we'll spot it. Player hair colours have been corrected to display correctly. There we go. Champagne horses no longer have a visible tailbone nub. Definitely needed. That was a bit of an odd bug there. Player horse colours and markings will now appear correctly in cinematics. Woohoo! The chat Windows scroll bar no longer lingers. Thank you! That was one I had feedback on. It was so annoying just having the scroll bar there even when there was no chat whatsoever. Thank goodness. So player profiles now display the correct data. What that meant was, to show that here, is you'd go to profile, you might initially see yourself, but when someone else logged into the game or you change server, you would see that last person's name and their level and the name of their horse. Not great. Purely a visual glitch. Your details, like your personal information, is not accessible in any way. just your visible profile detail was not being shown to you, but might have been shown to someone else. So I'm glad that is something they got fixed right away. Weekly goals, weekly goals rewards award properly. That's a bit of a mouthful. So they're meant to get the correct rewards as intended now. Ride Island invisible walls removed. And navigation mesh on the Ride Island has been tweaked, and the walls have been removed. So we should see a little bit less of blocks preventing you from getting around. Inverse kinematics added to player to improve the sense of character groundedness. We'll have added IK to player characters. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what that is, but I suspect that'll probably come up in the Discord, and I'll be able to update that in a future stream. The compendium now shows correct reputation levels for factions. That'll be one to see. So we got people. Alright, here we go. So now that's properly showing, like, I've got 90 out of 100 for the Alderwood Farms, Alderwood Wilds, still minnow with Misty, frequent visitor for Alderwood Downtown. Not quite sure. I expect because I did a few things for Kathy, so yeah. Alright. So they've corrected this. Once you're currently level 2. Previously, before, you'd get to the bar and start level 2, but it was showing level 3. So it was like showing, I think, the next level along and confusing a lot of people when they then tried to buy things from vendors and stuff. So it's good that they corrected that. And they said horse equipment now changes stats correctly. Excellent. I don't have any new equipment myself for my horse, so not something I can check. Let's go on out. Oh, he's in the stack here. Alright, so just pause a second. From what I understand, here is Rose Manor. So, here is the entrance to that. Let's see. Did they indicate anything else? Is located right outside the Rose Manor. So I would presume it's somewhere here in this loop. But we'll ride on over and see if we can find it. Like a huge idea. If there isn't loads of grinding, but it falls too distant at the same time. I can see that. Like, I think part of it is this is the only things we have access to right now are the most early game mechanics that we're being introduced to. We don't have access to any of the end game playthrough information or rewards or systems. Like, we've got some of the very just basic day-to-day, hey, log in, do a couple of things for rep, you can log out again. Like, daily quests and weekly quests, like, completely normal for an MMO to engage. Once you're done, you're done. Like, there will be people who just log in, get those done first day of the week, that don't log in till the following week, especially if there's no event going on. A lot of people, though, want to be able to log in and keep playing and doing other things daily. So I suspect we will see a lot more systems introduced, especially as more of the plot is revealed, and as we get to whatever the end game level is, at least for the moment. But we shall see. I'm very curious as to what they'll be including there. Right, so I'm going to cut across here, I think. Like, one thing I'm kind of hoping is they'll have, like, actual in-game competitions at the Equestrian Center that you can enter. I think that would be very cool. And obviously, like, riding groups, riding clubs as well can probably make use of those spaces for their own gatherings, arrange competitions for anyone who wants to take part. I think that one thing that might be nice is the option to, like, I mean, like, this is pie in the sky. I don't know what their plans are. Obviously, I'm not a developer, or at least I'm certainly not a developer on this game. But, like, something that could be fun is, like, have the option to put show jumps for practice in that area, in one of the arenas, or have it out on the trail. Like, the fact you don't have fallen trees to jump over while you're out riding feels like a missed opportunity, you know? It's directly opposite the manor for me. I just found it. Excellent, good to know. Where am I in relation to? Aha. So we can't fall down there, which, you know, understandable. At the same time, it's like, let me go careering off the side with my horse. Let it look very funny. Like that. I appreciate realism, but sometimes, you know, you just want to get places. But I guess, in some respects, it's probably for the best, because your character Alex is a little tight on cash, and last I checked, while we have a farrier, there doesn't seem to be a vet on the island. Or at least one we haven't, there isn't one we've been introduced to yet. So if they did enable, like, injuries to your horse... I suppose you could say that the rehab center would count for that, but it's not, I don't know. Anyway, so the Abbott family estate, Heather's family, poor little rich girl. And I think this was the one. Yeah, Forest Weave, this is the brand new race. So let's give it a go. Oh my, ooh. Let's restart that. Update, I am terrible at video games. Oh. I was bad and then I was perfect. Go figure. They were not kidding about the tight turns. Goodness me. I do like that there are penalties if you do knock the jumps, though. So to get perfect, I think you need to hit that inner gold ring. Well, I'm definitely not making it anywhere near the top of the scoreboard, that's for sure. Goodness me. Yeah, that one, that is an interesting one. I really like that one, actually. Like, that is gonna, like, you really improve on, like, how often do you sprint? How often don't you sprint? And I think as your character and your horse get better gear, your stats improved, your reaction times and, like, being able to turn before the jumps is actually going to be a lot better as time goes on. I like that. Although, no, given that, no, it makes sense that they'd have those kind of jumps out here. Although it might be fun to suggest, like, if it's intended to be like a trail ride kind of thing, maybe have more sort of cross-country jumps rather than sort of the red and white poles. But again, like, different countries have sort of different jumps for these sort of things. And for the trial, I think it makes complete sense, like, for that kind of race challenge, to have the red and white poles. But it would be nice to see, like, more jumping options for sure. I really like having that. And I think one of the things that I liked during, not early access, but the player previews sort of before early access launch was there were a couple of areas where there were low fences. Those areas have completely changed now. They're not there anymore, which is fine. But you had some like very low fences that you could run at and your horse would actually let you practice jumping over them. And I really liked having that as an option. So I'm hoping in future they'll add some more outdoorsy kind of jumps for when you're just, you know, riding around like this. Sometimes you just want to tool around on horseback and gallop along. Now, let's have a look. What are my weekly goals? Oh. Maple! There you are. I see you. Oh, I love the look of your horse. The roan looks so good. I'm told that the roan looks quite different now. I'm told roan looks quite different now on Bay because it's no longer that orangey colour. Because it's now white on the coat instead. I'd imagine it looks more of a sort of strawberry roan kind of shade. For me, personally, I'm at the moment planning to do the sort of the character reset, which resets just your character's appearance and I think your quest progression. Doesn't do anything to your reputations or the like. But I'm planning to do that when the next content patch comes along so that I can just do a smooth run through and see what has or hasn't changed, what's been added to the story. I mean, it just looks weird on this horse. Really? I don't think it looks really nice. But again, it's one of those things of, I think if you're finding it looks weird, something doesn't look right with the way that the pattern is on your horse for that particular coat type, definitely feed it back. Like say, hey, this looks weird across here and here. Maybe it needs to be a bit brighter. Maybe there needs to be more speckling in certain places. Like, definitely give that feedback. I think that's really important. Because, you know, the appearance of your horse is going to be a big tie for why you're attached to them. Though I know one of the things that got a lot of feedback is this particular horse. The first one you get, there was a lot of feedback about then the horse's neck and the fact the horse doesn't look particularly healthy. And I'm kind of wondering, is that deliberate? Because we did get this horse on loan from the equine rehab stables. And like, it would make sense if we're actually sort of taking on this horse, we're actually part of that rehabilitation. Is our constant care going to show a change in their condition? Is the sort of the appearance going to improve over time? I think that would be really cool. And I think it would like really help reflect on like, hey, the way you treat this horse, the way you've been looking after them, here is a visible change in how they behave, how they look. You're doing the right thing with how you're taking care of your horse. And I also think that would just reflect really well on Alex as well as a character. Would show like, yeah, they like horses. That they really like taking care of them. That they've missed having a horse to ride. I got the impression, at least from what we've had of context clues, conversations with other NPCs, and certainly from the journal, Alex and her mom pretty poor. So I would suspect that the horse Blaze, her mother's horse, is probably the only horse they actually had in the barn. And Alex here probably just like rode whatever horses were available at the equestrian center or from the rehab center. Probably rode them to help with the fitness regiment that they had set up for their recovery. Like I never got the impression that Alex had a horse of their own, but they work really well with horses. They like horses and they're a good rider. But of course then you have Heather, who seems to have been a friend, question mark. Oh, we got a loose horse here in the middle of the road. Hope their owner can find them. But yeah, no, Heather, being a rich girl, family owning like a large chunk of estate, yeah, I can see her having her own horse, and probably a very fancy horse at that. So I'd be curious to see if we'll actually see like Heather's horse and our friend Sarah's horse as well. We know she has one. But that does remind me, where is the bookshop that Sarah works at? I can't remember if I've actually seen that in town or if it's actually like properly indicated yet on the map or on one of the buildings. Because it feels like it should be. Or it will be down the line. Anyway, weekly goals. So, well, evidently that wasn't a weekly race. That's fine, because the weekly races are the ones in gold. We want seagull feathers and 4 tasks. So we can do that. Alright, let's just have a quick look. Where are the races this time? Alright, so we have... Oh, alright, we've got one that's over on a lighthouse island. So that's down the hill from the farm there. We've got one that's not too far away from the ranger station. It looks like it's one of the ones from the radio tower. That one usually like loops in a circle around the area. Don't know if it's the short one or the long one. And then we got the 2 near the bridge in town. So let's go for the one near the ranger station, I think. Let's see if I can actually remember how to mark the map. Waypoint is right click. There we go. Oop. Yep. Still running into the issue of sometimes you'll ride into the rocks and sometimes you'll ride up over them and often you won't, which can be rather annoying. I get why having it to slow you down makes sense, but it can interrupt what was otherwise a fun ride rather unpleasantly. Okay, I'm still liking the animations. Like, I feel like the canter here looks a little more fluid with the rider. Maybe I'm imagining it, but it feels a little more fluid. And what's nice is I'm actually sitting in the saddle properly. I'm not sitting on the back of the cantle. Occasionally blobbing a little bit, but I'm not, like, fully whole-assing it like before. Just couldn't ride and type. Yep, that's valid. And it looks like this area's lost its trees, so they'll come back in at some point. Oh, we got the fancy hidden rich person house up in the hills. So no idea who they are. I'm sure it's not important to the plot and will in no way impact Alex and her life as she tries to figure out what happened to her mother. I'm sure there is no cult activity that place could possibly be linked to. I logged out. Okay, or that was standing next to you. Yep, I can see it. All good, though. Thank you for riding up and saying hello. I wasn't expecting it. It was a lovely surprise. Alright, so we've got the radio tower race. Let's give this one a go. Now, I've only been, as I mentioned, only logging in like once or twice. I haven't done a lot of reputation grinding, so I am very much behind compared to some folks who are on the server who are very dedicated in their riding around, in their testing. And so shout out to everyone who's been doing the grind, testing all the new items, or rather all the listed items and getting the required reputation. I think it's very awesome that people are doing that. Just mind that you pace yourself if you are doing that, because you're going to run out of anything to do ahead of the next content update. So in some ways that's why I'm pacing myself as well, because I don't want to progress too much and have things reset. But on the other hand, if you do progress quite a bit and it gets reset, you have the experience to then compare what you did versus what is new. And you can say, I like this change, this was good because of X, Y, and Z, or no, I preferred how it handled before when you did this and this was the outcome. So it's always fascinating to see what changes occur and how people react to it. Alright, let's sprint up. There we go. I do think for one of the races I will toggle sprint off, or rather the blur effect, motion blur for sprint. I will toggle that off while doing one of the races and see if that makes a difference for when I'm playing and also for anyone who's watching. Because I'd be interested to see how that sort of feeds back to anyone who's just viewing the game, wants to see what it's like. Because I think that can be important too. I am behind too, so there are others. Well, behind is kind of a loaded term in this case. You can't really ever be truly behind when it comes to an MMO, I think. There will always be avenues to catch up. And when it's early access and stuff is changing all the time behind the scenes, stuff gets changed in planning, and some stuff will also, you know, get reset, giving everyone a fresh start, fresh opportunity. I think that's important to keep in mind. If you're particularly precious about your progress and how well you do or don't do, like, that's really going to impact whether or not you should actually play in early access. I do think that is something people should be considering. Like, I've seen quite a few of the recent reviews like being posted, and I've seen some of the discussion that has happened in the Discord. There are sort of the expectations of what people think they're getting with early access versus what the devs have said is going to be available in early access. And then also there's a sort of some of that being an assumption of, oh, well, they said that, but there's probably more, or how long certain things are, like the initial first act, like how long that is. Like, some people get through that very, very quickly. I took my time and it took me, I think, 2 streams to get through. And that's completely fine too. But in an age of early access, where early access could be anything from, here is an almost finished, completely polished game, it just needs player feedback now so we can tweak things, to, here is a 3/4 done game, please give us feedback on what it is, we're going to be in early access for X amount of time, and we'll do updates regularly, to a game like this one where we've gone into early access, we're still very early on in the process of getting everything together. We want to build this game with our potential player base. And then you get people who just throw any old random thing up there and don't do updates, don't do anything. Those tend to burn people a lot, especially if it's been hyped up prior. But, yeah. I've got a good feeling for the early access on this. Like, they are regularly updating, they're staying in pretty good contact with the community that they're building, and I think there are some folks who are like, well, no, I don't really like that, I'd rather wait. Do wait. I think, like, there's not a lot here right now, and if you're someone who'd prefer to have a lot of content to play and test, it's worth it to wait. It's absolutely worth it to wait. Or if you just want a finished game, that is also valid, in which case definitely wait, because this game is in no way ready for you. And you will then end up asking for a refund early on because the game is not what you want it to be at this point in its lifespan. Let's see. Actually, while we're doing it, let's turn off sprint effect for a little bit and see how much of a difference that makes for a bit more of extended play. Ah, we got the fancy mystery house with the strange slabs of concrete outside. I'm sure this wall in no way, shape or form is going to get to hide something important behind it. They would never do that in an MMO with a story and that has a mystery attached. And it's a house that's built on top of ruins. Now that I hadn't seen before. That's interesting. And I'm looking forward to when that does come up in future. That's going to be really cool, I think. Like, seeing a lot of those ruins around has left me very curious as to, like, what sort of mythology are they building with this game? What is the sort of the... What is with the statue in town? Like, why is that given such a place of prominence? Ooh, there we go. Like, who is it? How relevant are they to the world? Like, there's no interactables yet that might give a hint to that. There's nothing. You would think there'd be something maybe in the barn where you grew up. And maybe there is, we just haven't found it yet, or Alex is already just mentally dismissing it, so we're not checking those things over. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm very curious to see what, like, the supernatural elements are for this sort of a mystery game. Okay, so when you go into sprint without the blur effect, you still get a little bit of a sort of a drawback effect with the camera, which is quite nice. It really lends to the sort of the impression that you're going at a much higher speed. Can I get down from here? Is there a path down? No! Thwarted! No! Can I get up here? I can. Okay. No, come on. Let us up. Oh. Little bit of falling physics there. Okay. But, nope, that was a nope. Now to get properly stuck. Alright, let's try something. Oh, can I? There we go. And then if I go over here. Hey! That'll do. For anyone wondering, I dismounted, I moved along, and I pressed H to call my horse, which let me, then move them a bit closer to me, since I wasn't able to do that while I was mounted. So I like that that is a workaround. Like, if you get a bit stuck, I'm sure that'll apply even when the game is live. Like, it's nice to have that option. And hey, it says what a good relationship you have that your horse will come when you whistle for them. Go. I'm gonna go up here. I'm pretty sure this is the right way. Probably wanted to be up there, but that's fine. We'll save the middle farm for last, I think. We'll go back towards town. And I ran into a tree. Of course. A little more texture. Not a lot of shading yet, but there's a little bit more texture here. Something I think is very interesting, and maybe they'll add more vehicles as time goes on, but right now there's like very limited cars, very limited trucks, and it feels like those are probably something that got shipped in by train from the mainland, and most of the folks get around on horseback. I think that's kind of neat. Alright, so I went over the bridge. Well, want to go to the bridge because that's where 2 of the races are. Alright, Riddler Loop, let's start that race. And then we'll do the other one. Interesting to look at the race fairly scrolled out. Usually I like being a bit more scrolled in, closest to the horse and rider. But it's nice to have the option to see things a little further out. It also gives you a view of like a better idea of like what's coming. Like, do people prefer to do the races like this, or do they like being sort of more close in as I do? Usually. Yeah. But I wonder, like, having the camera scrolled out quite so far here, does that affect things like if you control the horse with the mouse buttons instead? Like, does it make it easier? Does it make it harder? Oh, almost went too far. Alright, so I wonder if they did a reset of some of the races. Certain names are missing there. I'm not going to complain if they did, because I know that there was a bug that let people do a bit of speeding that really shouldn't have been. But we shall see. So we'll go back into town and interact with the other bridge. Or rather, the other bridge. The other board. Alright, so station to station. Ah, it's this one. Okay. I apologize for not a lot of chitter chatter. I tend to lock in pretty hard when I'm trying to control things. But no, I enjoy the races. It's going to be really interesting to sort of compare them like down the line with like how does having a different horse breed affect your races? Like are the stats particularly different? Will that be something that we need to keep an eye on to give feedback on in terms of, you know, if only cosmetics are available, like if there's certain breeds that are on sale for limited time, like will they have extremely bog standard basic stats, or will they have fancy stats, or ones that could give an advantage in some way purely because they've had a monetary price tag? I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on in future and give feedback on, because I personally have no issue with cosmetics being on sale, but I do have issues with play to win. But more importantly, I don't want an infinite Nikki situation with this game, which, given this is not going to be gacha, this is a subscription model, I think, with the purchase rather than straight through to play. That's probably not something to worry about here. But you never know, you know? I'd be really interested to see what sort of things will be sold cosmetically. Like, will it be like certain riding gear? Will it be like maybe like blankets and things for your horse to decorate, like to put on your horse when they're in the stables? Who knows? Well, it's still very early days yet. I don't think we're going to hear much on that for quite a while, but it's, if you're someone who's interested in playing and who is currently playing at the moment in early access, keep it in the back of your mind. Like, what would you find acceptable to have on sale in a shop? Knowing that the sale of those items is going to go towards the upkeep of the game. It's going to go towards the servers. It's going towards paying to take care of any of the developers who continue to work on it. This will be an MMO, which means it is a live service. They do plan to update it regularly, but that sort of update is not cheap. Like, one thing I would not want to see is them like gatekeeping coat colors behind a paywall. That would upset me more than maybe having like a certain breed availability. But say like it's Christmas time, they have a sort of Santa outfit for your character and a sort of a reindeer outfit for your horse. That would be a really fun, silly thing to have in game. I wouldn't mind paying, you know, something reasonable for that. Or maybe you'd be an elf. I think it really depends on people's preference there. Let's put power on over here. And there we go. Alright, so I set a new record for myself. I'll take it. Since I've done several races, other boards are now showing up for the weekly. But I do want to check out this one, because I don't think I've done this one over here. I don't remember what it is. But it's a bit of a pain to get over there. So, travel. We just have the Blair Barn now. Is my horse? Where is it? Ah, he's over here. Like, comparing, because we've got another bay horse here. They've got more white markings than I gave mine. Those look so nice. I do think the pink on the muzzle needs a little bit of work. I'm sure that's coming in time. But yeah, like the rider here, excellent choice in runners. Nice shirt. And look, I like that saddle pad on the bay there. And then you've got the one over there who I think is more of a bay roan. They've got the speckles on them. That looks so much better, in my opinion, than the orange colour. But it definitely looks a little interesting in how it's laid out. So hopefully that'll be something that gets addressed. But they have a western saddle, and that's really cool to see that they've been able to get that one. Alright, let's go. So for anyone watching, whether you're a lurker or if you're still there, Maple, or anyone else, let me know what you think of the riding around without the motion blur. Does it make it easier to watch the stream not having it? Do you prefer having it? Do you think it adds something to the sense of movement, the sense of racing? I think that's just something that'd be interesting to hear as feedback. 'Cause, like, I don't mind it, but I do kind of miss the sense that you are going much faster, the motion blur lens. Oh, we got some updated models for some of the buildings. Off we go. Nobody likes you, Heather! Boo! Just watch me eat my words down the line. I'm probably going to end up liking Heather a lot. Because that's just usually how it goes when it comes to characters and me. But we shall see. Alright, we've got mushrooms over there. I'm someone who is fairly fortunate that I don't have any issues with color blindness. But I'd be curious to know, like, how well people who have issues like with red-green or other color spectrums, like, do they have difficulty seeing the sort of the glow effect that shows up to indicate, hey, here's a collectible? I'd be very interested to see if that's feedback being left in the Discord or sent in game, because I think that especially is a very simple accessibility thing to do for any player. I'm sure it might be something that comes a bit further along in the process, or so far as being implemented. I fully admit I don't know what goes into the consideration of how do you implement that kind of thing, but that might be something that'd be fun to ask, like, as a future topic, maybe to the team, to say, hey, how do you look after issues like accessibility? What are your considerations for that? How do you plan for those kind of things? Here we go. I'll fully admit I don't remember this bit being here. But I also didn't come down that hill before. But this is lovely, like, little bit of a sand dune with the grasses along it. I really like this. This is really nice. Alright, let's see. Lighthouse climb. Ah, more jumps. Let's see how badly I messed this up. Alright, we got good with that one. Hell we go. So I think for this race, like, saving your sprint for once you've made the turn, and you've got these long stretches, like, that's probably going to be the play for getting it. Oh, nope, missed that. Whoopsie doodle. Like, that is something you want to keep an eye on. I'll probably restart the race just to see if I can catch that. It's going to be angles to take. Yep, ended. Alright, let's restart. So I think there's certain time limits to hit certain fences and things. Let's try that again. Let's approach this fence. Let's take a sprint up here. But one thing that is important to keep in mind with sprinting is there's a short cooldown before your horse stops sprinting, and that can impact how fast or how well you turn, especially when you're fairly new and you don't have any stat improvements to deal with the controlling your horse. So it's going to be really fun to compare and contrast it with, like, having better gear down the line, even having better horses down the line. Oh, bad. That's a penalty! No! I like that, having the sort of a penalty being something that gives you some speed points. They didn't mark it on here, so I'm guessing maybe that's something they'll add in future. At the minute, like, the missing time here, that I believe is a bug that they're aware of, and that's going to be fixed as well. So let's give this one more go. Let's see if I can go a bit faster. Without messing up my jumps next time. Let's go a bit faster. I am curious as whether or not, like, the arrow that you see as you're approaching a jump, I'm wondering if you hit the jump, like, as you get to that marker, like, is that a higher chance of perfect? It's probably someone who's done all the mechanics, like, really, really over and over again who could probably say for sure. So that arrow starts turning green as you get closer. So I kind of feel like it probably does. Speed on through. Alright, I'll take 50. That's fine. Alright, so one of my races did not count. I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe it's this one. It is a new one, or in the very least it's one I wasn't familiar with, but that's okay. I did restart it several times, so I wonder if that impacted my level of success as well. Oh. The ease, let's travel back to the player barn. Do this race, since that's showing as available for the weekly. And sorry if anyone can hear some very loud noises outside here. There's been someone riding around on a very loud motorcycle. I did try and tune things so that it wasn't audible, but it might still pop up from now and then. Here, and then I think I'll sprint on. So we can take advantage of some of these longer stretches that have very gentle curves off to the path, rather than the sharper ones from earlier. There we go. 69. Nice. Alright, so I'm going to turn, for anyone who's wondering, hello, for any new viewers checking in, the sprint effect has been added with today's quality of life patch. You can toggle this on or off now, so if you're going in sprint, if it's turned on, you'll get the motion blur. If it's turned off, the camera will still extend a little bit, so certainly stretch out, but you will not get the blurring effect anymore, and I think that will really help anyone who is impacted by things like motion sickness. Also done the new race, not too bad. Got lots of jumping to it. I was terrible at it, as anyone who also saw me doing the lighthouse race with the jumps going up that. But these things do happen. Now, I've been over here before. This is like right down the hill from your barn. So I am wondering, is this area going to have more stuff in it later? Because it feels like this has the perfect opportunity to be decorated to be really run down. Like the barn, if we go on over here, I believe it was fairly empty. It's quite dark in here still, as you can tell. But you can ride on into the building. And you can see here, even though we've got concrete, we've got grass coming on through. There's no stalls in here. But it could be really fun to have stalls added in future. Maybe that's going to be something as part of the plot. You get more horses and this is where you're going to be keeping them. If you have a riding club, is this where maybe like if other players in your riding club are, will they... If they log out, will their horses be in this barn? Will you be able to see them, maybe tend to your friends' horses? What about here? Like, this is a very flat area. Like, this is very clearly set out for anything. I don't know what plans they might have for it, but I could certainly think of plans that riding clubs could make use of this space with. I could also think of things like what you could fill it with. Like, will we have the option to build... maybe put our own sort of spin on what we want in here. Is this space designated so we could like build like outline things with fences? Can we put jumps here? Can we put different equipment here? Is it big? Because I know one of the things that they've said is much super far in the distance sort of a pie in the sky kind of idea is they would like to add like a couple of things like barrel racing. I know that got mentioned, but it's not coming anytime soon at all. Assuming it does with launch when this is finally ready. But I know that they mentioned this is something they would like to add as an activity. And I think this could be a great space for it. It could be just lots of fun. But yeah, it's very flat. There's not a lot of texture here. There's not a lot of buildings here. So I am super curious to see what are they going to put in to this location. So let's gallop on back down to town. We'll take a scenic route. Since we're on the wrong side of the tracks, let's take the wrong side of the direction. That made no sense. Let's take the back paths into town, as befits someone from the wrong side of the tracks. But yeah, look. Evidently, cars do not survive this island because they all end up here in the scrapyard. Like, that looks like a fairly new car. Like, what's it doing in the scrapyard, you know? Or maybe they sell them. Maybe they sell full cars as well. Be interesting to see if that comes up down the line. Let's grab a seagull feather. We need 10 of those for this week. Or at least I certainly do. It'd be a fun thing to check, like, does everyone get the exact same weekly tasks, or is it different tasks depending on when you've started, or what day of the week you log in after reset? I like that you don't have to dismount to grab the items. It does look like some items that had issues with approaching it to interact with have had that fixed. I suspect there are going to be plenty that haven't still. That is what it is. I don't have the best luck picking those up at faster speeds, so that's fine. But I like the world as it's being built out on this island. It's starting to slowly feel lived in. I'm very curious to see what else they'll be adding over time. But the bare bones of the world that we're going to be playing in for this game feel really fun. But I do think, even with having horses that will let you go anywhere on the island, one of my points of feedback is probably going to be, can we have... Certainly, not early game, not straight away, but as you progress different chapters, could we have the option of maybe some fast travel? We'll see. We'll see. But I am also old and lazy. And since there's no sort of auto ride, I'd also take an option of just have your horse go, like, start running autopilot sort of mode, where your character is riding along and you can just kind of switch your brain off for a little bit and let them run along. That would be really cool. But that, again, would be something much further down the line. I am not a programmer in that respect. I don't know what would be required for it. But I would presume, since they've got some sort of quest tracker like technology, that it should be possible. But we'll see. Again, very early access. It's feedback I can give as something at least one person would like to see added in future. Let's see. Aha, there we are. There's always at least 3 feathers out here on the dock. So if you're looking for seagull feathers, this is a place to go. I'm liking how the horse moves. It's fun. Again, I'm not... In terms of animation, I'm not experienced enough to know what big changes have been made. I know that the mounting and dismounting has had some tweaked animations. I believe the horse has had some changes. I think the rider has as well. But that would be something someone with much more animation experience would probably need to make like a video comparison showing before and after. That would be something I'd be able to compare for people and point out. My eyes just aren't that good, fam. I'm an old lady. So we've got... Yep, we've got all 10 seagull feathers. Excellent. I just have tasks left over to do. Let's see, there were some signs and things up here. Let's see if there have been any big changes. The scenic tour board still okay. So slowly starting to see little bits and bobs added to different buildings. Like on the outside of the store here, you've got the electric stuff. Pretty sure this signboard was here before. Got the Lakeside Tavern sign, that was there before. But yeah, as mentioned, there is an option that they added in a prior early access, or in a prior hotfix slash bug fix patch. One of the big feedbacks were that people didn't like how their character looked or didn't like how the horse looked, but there wasn't an option to revamp them. And I like that they did take the time to make a temporary way to reset your character. The only thing that resets is your appearance and your quest progression. I'm waiting until the next sort of content patch, or the very first content patch of early access arrives, and I'm going to do the reset then, because I want to see, have they added or changed anything about the character generator with that patch? Have they changed anything for the horses? Will they have new haircuts? Probably not, but you know, I can hope. I can live in hope, and it can be feedback I can give if they don't. But also I want to see did they tweak quests? Did they update text? How does it flow when you reach the end of the quest? That's currently the last quest of this step of early access, versus continuing on to the next chapter. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm going to look into. I think this is probably where I'm going to leave it for Equinox Homecoming today. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to switch over to Minecraft for about an hour or so. So folks are welcome to stay put and play, or rather chat with me while I play that. I play a mod pack called Cobblemon, which, if it seems like it sounds like Pokemon, it is. It's a sort of open access free Java mod that essentially adds Pokemon to the game. And I have a lot of fun with it. I have a single player world at the moment. And if shinies happen to spawn while I'm playing, anyone who is in my chat is able to get the Pokemon named after them. So, but anyway, I will just go be right back screen for a little bit. I'm going to also run and refill my water. So we'll take a couple of minutes, have a nice break. I will be back shortly. Alright, I have been nattering away and hadn't realised that I was on mute the entire time. So, my fullest apologies. Big streamer L. But that's on me. But as you saw, I caught this little fellow. And obviously, this is my Absol. She needs a name. I love her to bits. And this one could probably do with a name as well, but that might wait until they've turned into a Corviknight. We'll take them with us. I was just saying that I'm going to be looking for a water-type Pokemon today, since I want to round out my team. And then I want to probably do a bit of digging underground. What I need is more materials. As some folks may have noticed, I'm rather lacking in iron. Yeah, I'm kind of out, so that'll be useful to have. And some more gold as well, because some of the best Pokeballs require gold to make them. Oh, hello. Aspira. And an eventual goal will be to completely fill out the Pokedex, as well as, obviously, as part of that, will be catching all of the starter Pokemon. They are not going to be immediately available to me. They are considered ultra rares, which means that you do have to clear out a few other Pokemon in the area before they might show up, if they show up. And some also have requirements, sort of biomes. I think, like, Charmander, I think, needs to be in a volcanic area or in the Nether. So that's fun. We haven't gone to the Nether yet, and I'd rather not, at least not right away. I say on my 6th stream. But we got a little while before we need to go to the Nether. There we go, Dodrio. So I'm going to grab the coal here, because I think it's just going to be necessary for other stuff. It doesn't hurt to have extras. So I'm going to run back to my house because, again, it's not a good time to be out in the dark. Lots of dangers here. This is a survival world, which means that dangerous mobs from Minecraft still spawn. In addition to Pokemon, you can play on peaceful, in which case only Pokemon will spawn in your world. But that can be a little bit difficult for getting things like XP and certain drops that only things like skeletons and zombies can provide. But we'll see. I'm not particularly fussed. I like sort of the little added element of danger. Come back here, Heracross. There we go. And then we got the, I think it's Foxit or Foxkit. Nickit. Close enough, it's a fox. But it's a Nicketin the Thievel. And since I'm close to a town, Pokemon like coughing and wheezing will spawn nearby, reflecting the fact there's a bit of pollution being left by the villagers. Oh. That's one. And two. Alright, there we go. Do not look the Enderman in the eye. That ends badly. So very badly. There's some Murkrow. Yeah, so one fun thing about... Ooh! And speaking of starter Pokemon... Turtwig. You're so cute. Let's grab you. Alright, let's use a quick ball first. So I don't think I have a spare boat on me at the moment. No! Alright. That's fine. Let's do a knockoff. Hopefully it doesn't knock it out. But that should do. And then I actually want to go with the park ball first. Let's see if that makes a difference. One thing that doesn't appear on my mini-map are things like creepers, skeletons, zombies, like this fellow here, so I need to be careful. But one nice thing is that if your Pokemon are engaged in battle, they cannot be damaged by world mobs attacking you or things exploding. Thank goodness for that. Like, I would be so upset if I lost this little guy because of that. So what I may do is, if that doesn't work, I'll use an Ultra Ball. Ah, there we go. That's giving my Absol a good beating there, so... Get in the Pokeball! Come on! If there's anyone watching who especially likes Turtwig, let me know. I'd probably be happy to... If you have a name suggestion, feel free to put it into the chat. Let's taunt. Well, that's no good. For anyone wondering, that Eevee is named for Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries. Yes, they're not a cat. Don't care. Love them anyway. Come on, fella. Huzzah! Alright, Eevee, back in there. Let's go get a good night's sleep. And then we can check the stats on that Turtwig. There seems to be a world that has a lot of luck with getting me lots of grass Pokemon. So that's the second grass starter I've gotten. So not the best, but also not the worst. But to be fair, I'm not actually familiar with what stats you're really going for with Turtwig. I kind of have a feeling you'd want higher defense and special defense. Oh well, still, I'll still take it. I think Turtwig is adorable. Alright, there we go. Rotten flesh in there, put the bow. We can do another repair for this bow. Put more string in there. We now have some coal. We'll put the shears in here because we don't need them at the moment. We'll put the mud in here as well. I try and keep my bags organized. I know lots of people have different ways of doing that. And sometimes the ways others do it can be quite annoying. So apologies if you're not a fan of my layout, but I'm probably not going to change that anytime soon. So let's put those in there, put that on top of the thing. We'll worry about torches when I need a few more. So that, I think, should make a good start. But yeah, so I think I want to go, again, this time focus water. We want a water Pokemon before I go anywhere else. And then we're going to go down into the mines. I should probably set these... Oh! Alright, evidently if you're holding your Pokedex and trying to shield at the same time, that does not work. There we go. And arrows in there. Yeah, so I've got a Snubble in here. And what was the other one? A Starly. Yeah, they can stay parked there for now. That's fine. Do I have any wood with me? That might be the one thing to stop and grab. Well, since we're here. Really gives one. Kind of takes away the sort of the bush effect, which I do actually rather like with this particular mod pack. But I'm also not particularly sold. It's not a deal breaker for me. So down here is my orchard. And at some point I will be adding more leaves, making it a bit more square, and slapping more saplings on the outside to maximize growth. But I don't feel like being super efficient just this minute. What do I need the boat for? Well, you never know when you might see a Pokemon you want to grab, but you might not have enough Pokeballs, or you're worried you might knock it out by mistake. Oh, hello! Hello, Lucario. I don't have one of you, though I've got your lesser version. So it could be fun to try and catch you. You're level 35. Sure, why not? Worst case scenario, I get knocked out. They get knocked out. I still have one with very good stats to catch later. So let's use a quick ball. Hey, that was nice and easy. We'll check them out later when we get back. Alright, this is my mining area. Or certainly the starting mine. I'm sure I will build another elsewhere. Oh, that's a Sneasel. I already have her recorded. You can tell that's a female Sneasel because the pink sort of feather to the ear is very short. The one that has a much longer sort of ear taper. Oh, we've got another I think it's Chespy? No. Chespy is the name of one of the lads on Battlecraft. There we go. Chespin. Let's see, what level are you at? Ooh! Oh, we're grabbing you. Sorry, you're not going anywhere. We were absolutely grabbing you. Those stats are excellent. I mean, in the long run, when you're on a single-player world, the stats aren't quite as important, but, you know, I like to have nice Pokemon. I like having nice stats for them. Let's do Slam. Because I don't want to do too much damage, hopefully. And knock them out, because I would be very upset if I knocked them out. That got a little bit close. So, we'll do a Park Ball first, and then we'll do an Ultra Ball, depending. Oh. Didn't throw out the Serving. Excuse you. Alright, didn't want to go in there, so I think Basil is going to get knocked out. No! Leech Seed! They attempted to Leech Seed Basil, didn't work. Now let's try again with an Ultra Ball. Oh, critical capture! We'll take it. Excellent stuff. Now, there was a Vulpix over here. Where have you gone? Let's just have a look at your stats. No. No, that's terrible. Well, that is way down, but we're not going to take it. As I did carve myself a little route into the mountainside here. Now, one of the reasons I want more iron is I do want to make some additional PCs, because it'll be useful to have one at the top here. Like if I capture some new ones and I want to swap them into my team, I don't want to have to go all the way back to my house in the near the village in order to do that. I do believe there's some mods that let you like connect remotely. I don't think that is default Cobblemon. I think that's more of a sort of a add-on pack thing. But don't quote me on that. And down we go. Now, let's put the Pokedex there and put the torches there just to have light on hand. We have a water bucket, so we're all set for that. And then we're going to come all the way down here. Oop. Could have taken some damage there. That could have been unfun. Let's have a look over here to see what's over yonder. Sometimes there's little things hiding around here. You never know. But you can see the transition here from stone to deep slate. So we're definitely getting into the lower levels. Oh, let's put that there. I do like me some tough blocks. And sometimes where there's tough, there's often some iron as well. So it doesn't hurt to carve a little bit of this out. As you can see here. There we go. So hopefully this indicates there's an iron vein here, because if there is, that's going to be super useful. I think the only thing I'm lacking right now is enchants. So that's another reason why I want to get more things. Is so I can start enchanting all my gear, get me some fortune. And I have a village right next door to my house, which means if I put a bit of effort in, I could also get some librarians, work on them until they give me fortune books. I would probably do that part off stream though, because good lord is it boring. Oh, there we are. We'll definitely take the iron. So Let's have a look at our bags. Put those in there. So we've got the tough. We've got a bit of deep slate. We've got 20 copper. We've got 8 raw iron. It's a start. Well, got some bones. Worst things you could have, I suppose. And I don't feel like coming back in here, so let's fill this bit up. There we go. And who doesn't love a bit of redstone? Again, this hammer app, hammer mod just makes everything so much easier. I love it. You can see here, oops, where I previously, let's come back up here, started making a little bit of a tunnel. So we've got that in the wall. We can explore off in this direction. Ooh, well, cheaty map times indicates that there is like this here and this here are trial chambers. I am not going into those until I have some enchanted gear, but they are a huge source of copper. I am definitely going to keep that in mind for future. So, you can't toggle your map settings so that you don't see that kind of thing. I don't mind seeing that in advance, so that's not a big deal for me. But I do know for some folks it is. Go away. But that's one way to go away. And I try and keep torches on the left, because then when you're returning the way you came, you're going the right way home. We've got lots of lava down there, so that's good to keep in mind. I saw something interesting over here. We've got a ghastly, I think. It's either a ghastly or haunter, but I'm inclined to think it's a ghastly. And who doesn't love a good ghost type? Of course, the water here looking green. That's almost unpleasant. What in the world? Why is it green? That's slightly terrifying, actually. Now, we made some Pokeballs for this specifically. So let's swap the Park Ball out for a Dusk Ball. And we're going to just put this here. Less to light the way, but just to give a... Where did it go? And like a ghost, it vanished. Typical. But we have spotted diamonds, and everyone who plays Minecraft does love themselves some diamonds, so... Oh, even better. There's a whole bunch of them. Excellent. You can never have too many diamonds. There's no such thing. No such thing whatsoever. There. So for anyone tuning in, who's just stopping by, hello, it is very nice to meet you. I am Farley. This is my Cobblemon single player world. It is one of the things I created to encourage me to stream because I really enjoy this game. I was a little bit nervous about streaming, but this one seemed like a fun one to get started with. If you yourself play Cobblemon, please do let me know here in chat. Or if you prefer to stay lurking, that's completely okay as well. I love lurkers. I'm a bit of a lurker myself. But know that you are very welcome to just chat away. If you've got a particular Pokemon you love especially, please let me know. And who knows, if I happen to catch one in future that is a fave of yours, maybe we can let you pick its name or name it after you in the case of shiny Pokemon. So we've got a Geode here. God love those. And just be extra careful because you don't want to destroy these one here, a budding amethyst. These are the ones that create the crystals. And if you break them, you can't put them back. So put that there. Drop down into the hole. Put another light into place. It's just good to have some of these crystals now. If I had Silk Touch, I could get all the sort of the clusters in the as they show up here. But as I don't, right now, I can just get the blocks and the shards. So I can't get it as a cluster. But these grow back on the budding amethyst blocks. And that's why you want to leave them alone, so that you have a renewable source. So let's put those away into this backpack, along with the redstone, the iron, and the diamonds. Do I have anything else here? Ah, smooth basalt. There we go. And I am running a little low on food, so once that bread is run out, I'm going to swap it for the meat. And let's go this way. Just put that there. So we broke the wall here. And it's super green water, which decidedly unpleasant. Don't like that. Don't like that at all, which makes me wonder what biome we must be under for that to be the case. Let's have a look. A wasteland. That would do it! So water in the wasteland is a yucky green colour. I think that's either biomes of plenty or all the biomes you'll know. Though I think that's the achievement name instead. But I do have a biome mod which is adding some really fun texture to the world. I highly recommend them if you've got the space for it with your world and with your PC. Because it can end up loading quite a lot of things. There we go. Let's go this way. Now, I'm putting them all, my torches on the left, but to be honest, I am going to get lost. That is the way of things. Even when I've marked out the way to go, I will get lost. There's nothing I can do about it. And that's okay. As long as I don't die, it's fine. Let's dig across here and see what we connect to. We are quite far down, which means we probably won't get a lot of coal down here. Unless we run into some deep slate coal, which I won't say no to. But that'll be a reason to explore the higher levels. A lot more iron up there. Ha, some gold. Alright, that's the gold in there. Lots of lava. Let's block that off entirely. Unlike the nether, it's quite slow to stop moving. It is what it is. Right, some ash. Oh, we got a big open area there. That's going to be good to explore. I think this is a carbink. Or it's a... No, not a carbink. Knackley. There we go. It's because I saw a carbink on the map, but... My brain put the wrong name there. Right, so we're going to have a little bit of an area to explore down here. That's going to be good. Let's put that way in there. We still have plenty of coal. That's fine. And we'll grab the bits of iron. Things to watch out for are... Oh, spider jockeys. That's unpleasant. How dare you? One more hit should do it. There we go. Nothing showed up behind me, thank goodness. Alright, we want to get to the iron over here. There we go. So we got a lot of things out here. Lots of danger. One of my very first streams, I found an area like this. And the number of times I almost died cannot be overstated. Let's put that there. There's a carbink dead ahead. Okay. The spider's stuck on the ceiling. It's taking advantage of that. There we go. And there is a Joltik. They're absolutely tiny with their electric blue eyes. They're so fun. And of course, I'm arachnophobic, so it's super cute as a really tiny spider thing. The second it evolves, I'm just like, nope, nope, can't do it. Not today. But it is what it is. Nope, we need these. For anyone wondering, these are flax seeds. They are basically going to save us from having to go after spiders in future because you can grow flax with them, which then in turn can be turned into string. They are a fantastic resource for this mod pack. I love it. There we go. Do we need... got some lapis here. But mostly we are after gold, iron, and of course some diamonds as time goes on. So let's put that over there. Gotta be a little bit careful here because we got... Oh, a reveal of yet more iron. I'll take it. And some diamonds. We'll take those too. Not gonna complain. Although if I'd left those behind because I hadn't noticed, I would be complaining up a storm. Those away. I do have a couple of other backpacks which can probably have some stuff go in them. Let's put these in here for now because I don't need to worry about that. Oh! Hello. Let's back up a bit. Now that is a zombie that has spawned with a backpack. Sometimes, especially if you have looting on your weapon, you can end up getting that backpack. Often they'll have a music disc in it. They'll often have... Backpack will have some Pokemon items and some other things. Oh, yes! Yes, we got the backpack. It's just handy because you don't have... It saves you from having to make more. So let's just have a quick look. Utility umbrella. Alright, let's sort the inventory. It's got X defense. We've got some bread. Taking that. got gunpowder, we've got some Pokeballs, got a Great Ball, and we've got multi-shot. Not a great enchant, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Let's use this backpack for all of these for now. Keeps this backpack tidy. No, that's the wrong backpack entirely. There we go. So yay for that. And you can never say no to some extra Pokeballs, I find. You never know when you're going to need them. I do kind of want to go after the Ghastly. We'll see that in a minute, though. Oh, we got diamonds. But we also have so many creepers. They're a bit dangerous. There we are. Nope, didn't pick up anything useful. But we've got diamonds that we want to try and get. Alright, and there's some more diamonds over there. Come here, creeper, creeper, creeper. Away from the diamonds, thank you. Away from the Joltik, because Joltiks are very cute. I don't want that to die because of you. So we've got, I think, a bit of iron up there. Got a zombie behind me. Oh, that was a bit close, but hey, they took out the zombie, so I'm not going to complain. And then they took out each other. Creepers are not bright. Thank goodness. Because can you imagine the terror of an intelligent creeper? Like, I bet there's a mod pack that adds intelligent creepers, in which case I ask the person who created it, why would you? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to everyone? There we go. Now, one thing I want to do over here is just put a couple of lights in a row to indicate that a way out is that way. Or at least the path I went is back that way. Because when you've got a big wide area like this one, and because we've been traveling a lot, it's very easy to get lost and forget where you need to go to get home. So let's just grab some sticks, make some more torches. That'll do. A Lola Diglett with the little wisps of hair. Love them. Alright, let's use up the bread. And then we'll put the steak here, just so we have them for later. Lots of spiders down here. Now, there was a ghastly over there. I do kind of want to catch them, so let's take a quick... Oh. No, 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 we don't want children. Why? Why? Why are you doing this to me? This is so many children. No. Oh, thank you for that. I think you have a backpack that you want to give to me. Please, sir, may I have your backpack? Or maybe you don't. I think you're just in gold. you don't have any potion effects. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. Just in case. Let's build up a moment. Whew. Put those in there as well. Put some of that there as well. So we've got a bit more space in the bag. So come back this way. Always beware the children. The Minecraft zombies are dangerous in mobs, and the tiny ones especially so because they kill so quickly. Their speed is like double the adults, so they can get more hits in. And it's very distressing when that happens. Oop. Someone has an enchanted bow. And I might need to make myself a little hidey hole, because my shield is running very low. I don't have a backup in my bag. So let's go over here a minute. And then, alright, that should hopefully do. And if not, well, I did it to myself. But let's see. One of these. Ah, you can make a furnace with that. Okay. Okay, iron in there. Let's see how many more I can get in there. One coal. Let's add those two blocks. Oh, power one bow. We'll save that. We might be able to merge it together with some other things down the line. Alright, so we've got tough. Now the real question is, did I pack enough wood? And I don't think I did. And that is entirely on me. To make a replacement shield. Because I think I left all my wood on the surface. That's not great. So unless we discover... Yeah, I'm going to be slightly in trouble for a little bit. I'll need to be extra careful. Unless we discover like a mine shaft. Alright, there we go. That's fine. We'll take you. We'll take this. Always handy to have that as portable. It's got 8 iron bars now. Yeah, we'll go from there. I can stay in here from relative safety and just kill these fine fellows. Thank you for coming to me. Yeah, there doesn't look to be a mine shaft around here, but I do want to explore a little bit. We do have water that goes up here, so let's actually use it as an elevator to come on up. Aha! Don't really need lapis at the moment, but that'll be good to know for later. We have some more iron over here. Oh-ho! Well, now we are saved where wood is concerned. So I'm gonna just grab some of this. Oh, hey, a skull. So first I want to grab... So this just adds a bit of protection from the lava. I don't want to get rid of the lava here because it makes for a good light source and saves me using a torch. That'll do. That can then go back down there. Alrighty. Alright, we've got a bit of iron there. Probably have to tower up a bit to get up there. Alright, we've got a little bit more iron, so let's grab it here. Bit of light so people can see. I can barely see. I don't know if you can even see it on the stream otherwise. There we go. I believe there's some add-ons that can add to that or make it a bit easier. I'd have to look into what they are though. Ah. I see, I see. Let's get this stone. Alright, nothing down here. But we can take some of this. Because it's going to be so useful. It looks like there's another bit up there. But for the minute, what we're interested in is making a new shield. I believe... Oh. There we go. Let's change that out now, and then I can merge what's left there in with whatever gets crafted. These are there. That'll do. Is there anything over here? Oh, a way up. I'll take that. Lots of andesite. Not much in the way of treasure. Well, there's some gold there. And iron. I will take that instead. And I'll take some torches. That'll do. Oh. Yikes, that was a lot of health. And that's me and Diamond, no less. Let's go up here. Aha. I spy with my little eyes something very useful. But I also hear spiders, and that's never a good sign. Dun 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 dun! Alright, let's take the torches, that's always good. Got some berries, got dusk balls. Got more seeds, always good. We'll take the coal. Right, the fact... Oh, that sounds like... Oh... I don't want to be near the spawner. No, thank you. Bye! Especially because it's going to be the poison spiders, and they're awful. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs... Oh. Whew. Alright, let's put a bit of light down here. So here we go again. Ooh, there's an onyx! I think they're down below. Were they below? Looks like something burned through there. There they are! Look how good this model is. I'm gonna make a token effort to try and catch them. Where is... Oh, have I used up all of them? Yep, it looks like I used up, Oh. Used up all my fastballs, so... let's see, what have I got? I used all my heavy balls as well, so let's keep a timer ball out just in case. They're not going to work with a fastball. I don't know what phase of the moon it is, that's no good. But we've got lots of dusk balls, so we'll give that a shot. Let's do a leaf tornado. Oh, that was close. Can you see that? That's 2%. 2%. Oh my goodness. Alright then, let's hope against hope that the Ultra Ball will work, because I will cry if the leaf tornado traps them and kills them. Thank goodness. Alright. Let's drop down a bit here. We're still fairly high up, which is not a bad thing. At some point I do need to do some gold hunting. That might end up being better done in the Nether, whether I like it or not. Typically I won't. Alright, let's stopping that. Don't want the... Alright, going in the lava. fine. Okay, so just take a moment. I can hear a zombie, so that means it's going to show up soon. We want to probably go back this way. Where is, or not. Okay, interesting. I don't know what all these lines mean, unless they're more tunnels like these. Interesting, because I have not gone digging over there, so those are not mine. But I think, because that's a geode near home, it's a zombie spawner that's almost practically beneath my home, so we're going to want to swing back west and then north. Or we can go north and west, that works too. Iron. Making some good progress on collecting iron, so I won't complain about that. Does look like we're near another wasteland section. Oh, and we've got glow squids. Gonna love that. Never can have too many glow squids. Glow squids are very silly. Don't really care about those. Ash, so... Oh, beaching themselves on the side, so I will do that for them. Ah, there we go. So it looks like they are. It sounds like there's some skeletons here. They're attacking each other now. I will let them have their full way battle. Ooh, Dawnstone. Are you a skull wearing a skull? That would actually be really funny. Alright, let's go on up. We can hunt for diamonds another day. Coming up. Ooh! This is good to know. So it's still a little high up, level 54, because I think it's level 39 and below. Which means probably want to make a sort of a water area down below at some point. 39 below in caves under mountains, and a couple of other places is sometimes Dratini will spawn. But it's my luck with Dratini is not the best, so I would have to be very careful with that. Let's grab this coal while I'm here. Okay, that's plenty. Let's eat up. But you get some fun biome layouts like here. Ignoring the... I have no idea what that was. Did you hear that growly noise? Because I heard a growly noise. It was not my stomach, I promise. What in the world? I am unnerved. I don't like that. Alright, let's put those in there. I'll put that in there. Just clear a bit of bag space. Just in case. Because you never know. Oh, it was zombies turning into drowned. Oh my god. I haven't heard that sound in such a long time. Yeah, if a zombie gets underwater for too long, they turn into a drowned. But the conversion noise is, oh, rather terrifying. Hence my reaction. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so I head north. Oh, we got another stone in the wall there. I'm not sure what one that is. Oh! Got a couple of interesting stones here. Usually I try and leave them for when I've got fortune. Yeah, you get him. But who knows when I will come back this way and if I'll remember this is there. I think this is a thunderstone. Okay, goodbye to you. Oh no. I suppose I should be grateful it's not a creeper with music playing, but at the same time... That'll do. Let's grab this. There we go. Yep. Skelly with the backpack. Yay. That's a fun disc, so if I can get it, that would be nice. Nope, 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 nope. Not small child. Excuse you. I'm not dying to child here. God damn it. Oh, good. That way, and... Woo! Did I get the backpack? Yes, I did. Yes, I will take these backpacks home with me. Modicol here. That's fine. I'll take it. Those in there. And then what's in this copper backpack? Alright, another netball, another saddle, some more gunpowder, and a jukebox which has alloy in it. Excellent. Okay, so we are close by to base, more or less. So it's going to be a case of digging up. That, and then turn here. Nobody cares about you. We'll take the copper. You can already see just from all those shenanigans that the new shield is already taking quite a bit of damage. So let's just pause there for just a second. Won't do a huge amount, but it doesn't hurt to prep yourself. Case of more danger. Put the dirt in there. And I can go there, cobble. Actually, we'll swap a stack of cobble for there. Just in case. You can hear a whole bunch of spiders. Oh, I found some coal. We'll leave those for a future adventure. Nothing else. Doing things this way gives you so much cobblestone. If you feel like collecting it all. And again, for like the deep slate as well. The obsidian hammer is just such a powerhouse. I can't recommend it enough to have it on hand. So let's put the iron backpack there. Copper, iron, gold. So yeah, that one will get upgraded to iron, but they're going to have to stay that level, I think, for a while, because I don't have enough gold to spend on that. At least not willingly. Backpack upgrades can be pretty expensive at this level. But in time, I might do some mining off stream just to collect extra diamonds. We'll see. Oh, we got another thunderstone. Won't say no to that. Oh god. It's almost to the surface. Alright, so go there. Oh. Those are either just wild cows or they're my cows. We'll see in a minute. Can we see anything here? They might be mine. We'll find out in a moment. Or we could be at the top of a hill. That works too. Is it the hill? No. Okay, where are we? Well, we've got another village to visit. Well, 2 villages to visit. Excellent. But my village and my house is down here. So I was a little bit off the mark. Just a bit. Good to know. Alright, down we head. So let's check out your lad over here, if we can find them. Binoy. Oh, that's not bad. Why not? That goes there. Park balls rather than dusk balls. Do I have you already? I do not, so let's catch this young lady. Where did they go? I turn around. Small enough that... ah, there you are. Tie rogue. Okay. Do I have my boat? That was the question. Saving them. Do I have the green pavilion? Yes, I do. Alright. Let's try that again. Let's do a leer and then slam. Gonna catch the Binoy. Uh-oh. Oh, Basil, don't fall for the bunny's charms. Honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to break out a different girly pop to battle you, I think. Well, that was a bit too effective. God damn it. Let's and then can you... I'll risk doing one more slash. That's fine, because we just want the health lower. Huzzah. Now we got this little fella. Let's see if I can just catch you straight out or not. If not, then I will sick one of the guys on you. Alright, Danielle, let's have you take them on. Though it might be a little harsh. Yeah, that might be a little too strong. Mau, you take over. Oh no, you were identified. No! Oh. Oh well. You did great. Even though I didn't want you to. I really underestimated the amount of damage that defense down allowed for. Especially with the level difference. Alright. Yes, we saw we have 2 villagers to the north. So I think that is going to be destination for next stream. We'll go exploring a little further afield. I also have some saddles now, which means I can tame a horse. Unless I happen to evolve one of my equines. Ride them around. But I don't think I need a saddle for that, so we'll see. Oh. Where are you? Why are you so silly? Why are you so silly? I love how they look in Minecraft. Like, Sudowoodo is a silly Pokemon. It is dumb. And I love it. And it looks even funnier in Minecraft. Because if you can't spare space in your heart to love the dumb ones, what are you doing with your life, you know? There we go. Did I pick up? Oh, I didn't pick up the carrot that got dropped. Oh well, that's on me. No other veggies. That's fine. Alright, so we've respawn is set for bed. And then let's just run to the Pokemon Center to heal up. Alright, well, I have a number of items to sort through. That's going to be fun. A little bit of organising for me off stream. But, yeah, so thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I am going to call it there for tonight. I will probably be back again tomorrow after 7:30 time, I think. Maybe a bit earlier, but no, I'm leaning probably around 7:30 for tomorrow. That's in British summertime, so that's GMT +1, British summertime. So I will call it a night there, and I wish everyone a lovely evening. Take care, and see you tomorrow.